Okay, it looks like we're back. Um, and looks like we've got it set up. So hopefully this will give us a good recording today. And I need to go grab my notes so I can introduce Cheryl. Our next presenter is Cheryl Cheadle. She is the volunteer coordinator for the Blue Thumb Water Quality Education Program of the Oklahoma Conservation Commission. Cheryl is a longtime environmental educator working with all ages. She is a graduate of Oklahoma State University with a degree in wildlife conservation. Her favorite kind of day on the job are the ones where she is in a stream, helping citizens gain an understanding of stream life. And with that, take it away.
But I do like the I like interacting with people. And one of the things, I mean, several things that I just put up on, we're going to talk about here. So, let me first start. So, thanks. Whenever you go somewhere, and work with create. My workspace and my office. When I come in, one of the things I think one of the things is here with I enjoy the it's not it tells you something that tells you what and who I am. It tells you what I'm doing. What problem? You're okay. I'm going to t-shirt. You're okay. I have a sign up. Well, I can have a bed. The really scary to be first to be called is different economic garden show, which you got, become part of that. And I'm going to first of time see that cause with children. And I've had company before, and we have taken it. So we have never worked that was given and do that. Do that. Oh, would be what you and something they would be bought and then it's doing. We did. You want to die. I want to wait. And I like to be like holding hands. And I'm not like you, and I like to be there. That's what I do into the field. A lot of times when I am out someplace, I read this tool. It's called Environment Watershed Model. This is for I'm going to go and go read how I really kind of read this tool. I think it helps you with the paper music. That I did be there and believe and maybe something about what we do that I can't find it, but I never let you I let him lock them out of it now. Come on. This is our mom. I'm going to try to keep you to feel the way that I was here. And some of them will come to back up and tell me what I'm going to do. But this is how I welcome. I understand what it's here for. We're going to talk today about how water can be used. How we should have it. Feeling for the aspect. I'm going on. My mom is really not fun to do. Okay.
And the other thing is, pollution doesn't always have a color, but for the sake of a dramatic presentation, my pollution has a color. So, let's say you're riding a bicycle on somewhere with your grandma on a rainy day and you see water rushing down the metal grate to the side of the road. Who knows where the water's going?
Doesn't it get treated?
It really doesn't ever get treated. That water is going to go down the storm drain, maybe into a ditch, maybe into a little neighborhood stream, and eventually into a bigger stream or river, and eventually into a lake.
So
Now,
it doesn't go to the wastewater treatment.
no,
Okay, that's good.
but when you flush your toilet or you brush your teeth and spit and rinse out the sink, where does that water go?
Wastewater
It
treatment.
gets treated. It goes to a wastewater treatment plant. What we're doing is we're just providing the difference. Okay, so who knows where your drinking water comes from? Lake Hefner, okay. And you know, in Oklahoma, about 80% of the public, maybe a little bit more, drinks out of a reservoir. And then the other 20% is relying on groundwater wells. Okay, so why don't you guys step up here? We're just going to talk about some of what's going on our property. Number one, we're going to start with, this is my farm. And to indicate that we are plowing and planting, we're going to put some soil on the farm. Zach, would you like to be the soil? I know, I could probably just stop there, but it's not quite so fast. That's a pretty good job there. All right, there's soil on the farm, and I'm going to put a little bit of soil in here, get out my construction to indicate that no, it is not a farm, but it's new construction, so we're scraping and leveling. And I actually have a little truck that I just forgot to put out. So that makes it look good. All right. Now, did you say Terry? But, of course, you're not. But I come out here and tell about you are going to be an assistant to help put fertilizer on. Because the farmer is trying to grow crops, wants to feed his family and make a living. Here you go. Nice job. Fertilizer. What's that fertilizer going to do for the crop? Help it to grow. That's really good. Now, Caleb, would you like to come be the manager of the golf course? Right up here. How do the golfers like the grass to look? Short and green. They like it to be lush. Oh my. And I'm going to say that I live right here, and I have the peer pressure of living near the golf course, okay?
Keep up with the Joneses.
I do. All right. Then, JD, we're going to say that our notices and bugs eat crops. That's not good for the bottom line. So, we're going to put some pesticide on bugs. Maybe pesticide on the farm. And that, you get to be the owner of Little Rabbit. And Little Rabbit came home scratching her leaves. And you said, oh man, I'm sorry, guy. Let's treat the yard so that we don't have fleas getting on it. And sometimes people will say something about, well, the dog's too big for this. Well, it's not to scale. That's all I said, not to scale. Also, the cars won't fit in the garage if you want to get all crazy.
You can find a clipper.
There you go. You did it, man. You had a rock in there. And now we fixed it. And I'm going to put some pesticide on the golf course, and it's an herbicide this time, but they fall under that general category of pesticide because someone complained about dandelions. Now, I myself like dandelions because they are an early blooming flower that feeds bees and butterflies. Okay. All right. Done. All right. Now. Did you want to come up, Rebecca?
Oh, good.
Kaylin, you're traveling around and you have this snazzy old car and your snazzy old car overheated. And the reason I tried that first is because I just want to think, if you give it to a little kid with a very little hand, they might have some trouble. And I like using a variety of different things. I like to use the daughters and I like to use the liquids. I like to use the powders. I like a variety of things. And how about you are one of the road trip together. You didn't know you like to spend time in the off hours together, did you? Okay, so step back and add some.
Oh, my goodness. That's a huge little spill.
Yeah, that just ruined, I mean, that was not like this the last time I used it, so that was not good. If you would please go into the bathroom, just give me some napkins, I'm gonna clean up just a tiny bit of that. And I want you to know that typically I don't use napkins on this because I don't think that's the message we want. Today's a little bit of an unusual circumstance. And don't forget to give me a couple of phone numbers, Rebecca.
Because we recorded it, this is why it happened.
Oh, that's right. All right, so this is really bad. And like I say, normally, that's okay. Because
Oil spank, oil tanker spilled.
yeah, an oil tanker fell, Exxon Valdez. And, but no problem, because I carry the other one. I will be able to save it. Okay, so we talked about a few different kinds of pollution. And these are considered non-point source pollution because it's not easy to tell where these things are coming from. And so do you guys agree that things like this can happen in real life? Yeah. And also, don't forget, we're saying we can talk about point source pollution. Depends on, if you're somewhere where people are coming and going, it may not give you time. You just have to hear what they want. And I typically tell people, well, if you'll give me 5 minutes, we'll talk about this. I can go faster, and I can go faster for 5 minutes. But here comes the rain. And to be honest, I'm going to tell you about the kind of rain that I like. Because this rain is extremely focused. So I use both. And you can talk about things going down storm drain. This doesn't look like a real storm drain, but you can describe it as those rectangles with the braids. And you can see it, and it actually goes underground and comes out. Yep. And it's one source of pollution. You can do that. Then you have to explain this is a perfectly strong. All right, so do you think that looks like good drinking water? Typically it's no, it doesn't like drinking water. This would not be healthy for us. Do you think we should expect our fish to swim? We want to survive in this kind of polluted water. So who caused this?
Society.
And here's something that I found about what did rain. They say we little kids do not want to take that on. And I have to say everything you caused it, the rain caused it, Jesus caused it. And so when we finally come to the conclusion we caused this, I say, but you know we can do this. We can do something about it. And we totally have a life that doesn't have an impact on the earth. maybe not, but there's a lot we can do about non-waste source pollution. Simply, if your car runs right, what should we do?
Get maintenance.
Get maintenance, and if you know, our little kids, there's a couple of teachers, I'll let them have a mom too. Hey, is it expensive to own a car? You gotta buy a car, you gotta buy insurance, you gotta fill it up with fuel. When it's not running well, have to get it repaired. So I try to bring in the rest of the crap. Now, we're gonna talk a little bit about this sediment. You know what, that's very cool, I'm not concerned about it. I'm not concerned about the soil part. Okay, have you ever been wondering anything about rocks beneath? Think about those rocks. Sometimes I like to have some rocks with myself. Look, you can see spaces to the side, to the bottom of the rock. Sometimes little kids go. And you know what can happen is this soil can settle in and take the power of the environment. And I can say, you know what, if you don't have this, you may not have fish. A lot of times it's the little fish and the big bugs. And if you don't have those little fish, you don't have the bugs. You're going to have medium-sized fish. So you have to go to each other. You have them understand. And does anybody like to go fishing? I don't know why we still have a lot of kids that fish. Now, if you don't have these things, you understand how to fix it. And if you have the time, build these kinds of things. If they're really hard, you just have to do the best you can. Also, think about drinking water lake. Our water's coming out of this lake. And if we get a whole bunch of sediment in that lake, then it's going to settle at the bottom, and there's going to be less breathing. So it's affecting our capacity to hold water. And ultimately, do you think it's possible that there could be chemicals attached to these sediments? Yes, when you get a lot of sediment in the water, you can also get other chemicals, and that can be. So we want to go past the farm, because if you notice, farm only was considered farm practicing what we call the no-till farm. And that means that there's some residue instead of they have to tell stuff right now. Stops erosion. And not only does it do that, but this plant material like to serve the earth. That's kind of good to learn. But here's the deal. We can think that water is the biggest cause of non-waste pollution in some cases. And if we're not doing something, we need to stop it. But there's urban issues and there's rural issues. And agency on the Conservation Commission, they have a very strong health and soil health program that we help farmers to understand about practices. And we encourage them to do that. And sometimes even we have problems. All right. Now, anytime I've been thinking about using a pesticide or a fertilizer, there's something I would first that is very, very, give you a hint. Tell me what you have to do. All the instructions, all the same plotting, so they can say, so it'll say, for the environment, I want to use only one. And I want to know, is this the product of the job? Now, pesticide, anytime a word is inside, so a pesticide is going to be a chemical weapon. If it's an herbicide, if it's an insecticide, it's going to kill insects. If it's a raticide. So, what do you think this pesticide does if it washes?
Kills all the little bugs.
It kills bugs. We've been about the quantity of typically what we dangerous food is organic matter. or law. And then we talked about it. And plus we want to drink water without a pesticide. No, we don't. So
I've got the PFAS.
we want to keep, yeah, man, that's just gonna get to be a bigger issue. So we want to keep pesticides out. In my yard, I use little rabbit comes home scratching.
Well, number one,
I don't let them. But little rabbit comes home scratching with fleas. I'm going to use and give them a kill.
you know what I use? It's all natural, organic, food grade dye, and it's just earth. And you can actually rub that powder on your dogs.
Really?
And I also put it around my house to get rid of the insects.
Okay, so see there. That's why I like this. That's how we get new pointers. So, keep these out all over. Now, I'm talking about something else. Herbicides, everything like this. And soil that is not healthy, you're not going to do as much infiltration. And if you're not getting that infiltration, you have more runoff, more potential flooding, and more potential pollution. Fertilizer, also use in my house, although occasionally I might mix some up individually and use it all the time. I have 5 or 6. So I might do that, have a little bit of a but essentially, the plants that are native plants that are happy with the soil the way it is. They are wildlife, they live on grasses, and they live fine without being fed. Or you know, fertilizer does
It's allergies.
it's not something. Kids will often say mouse. That's okay, they've got the idea. Yeah, mouse, or what you call algae. And depending on their age, they get upset about it. But as you know, one of the things we might want to say is, too much algae, it's really hard. Photosynthesis during the day, it's doing respiration at night. And sometimes it's doing respiration that doesn't have oxygen level very low. So take a deep breath. And then I say that with something to you. Now, we just pull the oxygen from the atmosphere. And fish that are like back on and so if algae and the chemicals in the water are too out of balance, we can get levels of oxygen that's not good for the things. So, construction, I didn't cover that with my soil. This is very personal to me. I don't know if it's used on construction sites. And so I have a kind of a whole spiel on it. They should at least have filters. Most children use this way. You know, the shiny black plastic wrap that goes around a piece of property. But usually silt fence needs to be partnered with erosion control, so that you don't have a whole bunch of silt. If the silt is not get so, Kaylin, if I could shrink you into a tiny squirrel and say, fine, where would you live? Right in those little trees. Right in the trees. And sometimes if I think birds can be really smart alecky, I phrase it like this. I say, what would you do this time? Because then they say, let's go to the wall. That would be your best. There's no for squirrels right here in the trees. Caleb, my squirrel. And for this, if there's someone who shots you, we have to do it right. I'll have a shot. It gives them a chance to be something. You know, oh, the squirrel was in it. So, good job, Caleb. This would be a good home for my squirrel. Then, Caleb is we make so much of like this program that we actually
You can get a shirt if you do the program.
it's trying to get you the shirt, and if you get the shirt and years go by, and it wears out, we'll give you a new one. Get that. So, our squirrel Kaylin has found a wonderful home in the trees in this riparian zone. So, a riparian zone does many things to help protect your stream. Although it will help you stable, if pollutants are flowing towards the stream, they can get out in the water. The shade on the water keeps the water cooler, so it can flow through the zone's oxygen. And the beautiful reason to want to maintain a riparian zone is because for our animals. Because if you take a look at our little community right here, the only really good place for an animal is this tiny little zone. And if we had left a riparian area all along our stream, around our lake, and up this little stream, we would have done more to protect our water. Plus, we would have given our animals a little corridor for habitat, places to live, and food to eat. And frequently, I like to, and maybe our dogs could live here. Maybe our possums could live here. Maybe our skunk could live here. And I always like to use the skunk up in here. Or I could say our fox. Or I could say our legless lizard. You know, maybe think about some animals that are bobcat, but. And then if you want to, you can use a point source right here. You can take it different directions, doing what you want. At this point, this is typically where I'm going to say now. You know how I see it in my life? Very easy. So you think depends on the age of your audience. But typically the answer is just a very simple no. You can't do it that easy, but in my model I can. So I like to say and if you have a towel, that way you're clean up. A lot less towels too. So you may want to go ahead and get into this with it, especially with the side. And you need to be sure to understand that water is filtered into some treatment before it's used. But the cleaner the water is after that, the less expensive that treatment is. And who do you think pays for treatment?
We do.
And they often say the government.
Wouldn't that be nice?
I go, not really. But we don't want pollutants in the water. Because, I mean, there are so many things that get to the treatment plant. And I really don't hammer that a lot, but I'm just letting you know that these are some of the things that get, the things that can get through it. And this becomes kind of it's a fairly simple model that if you just go around it, and you can talk about disposing of pollutants, you can talk about pouring and dropping hot water down the storm drain. Why that's not a good plan. You can talk about disposing. In the old days, so many people used to pour their oil down the storm drain. So
Dig a hole.
This is a useful tool, and children love it. Adults frequently really like it, and you can often look at people and see if they're getting it. And it's so fun those times when you're working hard and somebody will get it, and they, sometimes you can just see it. And I can think of examples of that. Someone is seeing it. So this is one of the ways that I use the enviroscope. If you went on our website, you would see me doing a presentation with the enviroscope. No two are ever going to be just exactly alike. And that's okay. Every video that goes online, you're going to go, I wish I had said this. I wish I had said this. That's okay. You're introducing to words like watershed. This is my watershed model. Everything that happens here, to our lake. You're introducing watersheds, you're introducing the source pollution, you're introducing riparian areas, and when we're really at a squirrel scenario, we're helping them to start thinking about the world as a place, not just humans. I think that's what we want. We want a kinder, gentler humanity. And also, as we move along, this is something, and for outreach and education, having a map, a watershed map, and for City of Robinson, you're going to want to have probably all of it. And I do have a really nice Tulsa area map because I do a lot of education there. I would do here too, and I do a lot of it here actually. But if I'm at an event, and I was just about 3 or 4 weeks, where I'm in this watershed, people will come up and they want to find where they live. So I bring these push pins with me. Let people find where they live. I'm like, okay, let's see. Oh yeah, here I am, right down here. They'll spend time with me. They'll ask me, well, what's this street? Well, that's the Broken Expressway. What's this? Well, that's 31st Street. And they find where they live. They gain an understanding. This is a border of a watershed. And when I talk about that watershed, anything that happens within these red lines, this red finger here, can have an impact on Problem Creek. And because Problem Creek is one of the watersheds that we have done a lot of education in, we actually have invested in some kind of specialty little exhibit materials. This can go, I like this, it really didn't cost us that much. But it can be done in a variety of different ways. But see, I'm not kidding. People want to look at their watersheds. And I even though if I can get my watershed map or I have 2 things happening. But look at this, I can put the broken watershed right there. So I have 4 different options to be out front, and I have often taken it many times, and I just flip it over like this for the use of it. I think it's worked out pretty well. I wish I had it made like a little shorter because then I wouldn't have to do this. And try some. So anyway, these are just all right. Step over to the fish printing area, please. And most cities the size of yours, probably you've gone to, you guys have the ability to print. This would be the, and I admit that I usually get that. But the idea of, the idea of fish printing is born from an ancient Japanese art called Gayutaku. And it's kind of funny because Gayutaku used real fish, and it was one way to measure the size of the fish. And they would actually roll ink on it, put it on a big piece of cloth, and then they would say, this is the fish I caught. Well, don't do that, children, for a variety of reasons. Number one, we don't want them to think dead fish laying around is the norm. And the other, fish has thin skin. They do have scales, not a catfish, but they will eventually, their stomach will rupture and stuff leaks out, and it's no longer very nice to work with. But anyway, we have some fish, some replicas made out of rubber or plastic, it's rubberized. And we have bingo daubers. And one thing I need to have a napkin. I never have a lot of napkins out for this. I will have my own bandana in my pocket, but I will leave a couple of napkins out that they don't take, then they can wipe their fingers, because this just isn't one of those things that can be done without getting a little ink on you. So I'm going to start telling you just a little bit about these sheets. One side is your canvas for their art, and the other side is a message. And our hope is because frequently this will be a child doing their art, this will go home and won't get pitched until the information on the back is read. And I had another one that I just created one of these. I just created, let me see if I can find that. And if you want, you can take pictures of the fish with you. This is one I just updated because I want, and you don't ever want to use this real thin paper. Go ahead and invest in some cardstock. But this is, we're going to be doing what we call data project with our volunteers. And I've got enough of these to take one. You can take one video. But here's the deal. This is the information on Chisholm Creek. This is the very, very basic. Chisholm Creek is monitored by Bluetooth volunteers. The creek has been monitored for over 20 years. Urban streams often have issues with pollutants from sediment, and this stream has had issues with that from construction and such. A large amount of impervious surface in the watershed impacts the stream's banks. Fish kills have been reported. These are things I know because I went through their data and looked at all of this. And so we have this information on the back that will tell about Chisholm Creek, and we have some pointers about stream protection, and we have a riparian zone. But what does your I'm doing this in conjunction with the volunteers. What do they want to say about the creek? What do they learn from going down on a monthly basis or more? What do they think people that live within this watershed wants to know? And this is an Oklahoma County creek, so this really is of interest to you guys. But we can do this for your streams too. We've got plenty of streams that have information. We can do this. So I would recommend that you guys go ahead and do a fish print, have fun with it. This is another one that was for Crow Creek. This is our basic, and the basic fish print page has this information on it. And here's what I like about this basic is it's not slick and it dries faster. Because if you do it on this sheet, it will dry and it'll be wonderful. It'll take a couple of minutes and it can create an issue. But if you guys would like to do a fish print, just pick the color you want. Pick more than one color. You can dab your fish, then put one of these sheets on top of it, and be sure you press really good, especially with fin areas. And there is another station available. And you may have popped that a couple of times. That's why I was doing that. Yeah, there you go. And if you need to go ahead and do one, and notice I have a used up fish print in front of the fish because you need to have some.
No, as a Blue Thumb volunteer, you also get access to this stuff.
Yes, but if you want to do your specific to your Yukon city, we would email you a template. You change this.
Okay, all right, so just email the Blue Thumb, email and ask for a template.
I'd suggest yes. And but if you will use stock, this kind of stock is much better because this is going to be more prone to bleed through. I just brought it so you guys could have it. And like I say, but make sure you squeeze in around those fins because many of the little child's fish print didn't turn out that great. But here's what I always say: there are no ugly fish prints. I tell the little children that no ugly fish prints. Oh, all right, it's beautiful. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. There you go. That's good. Look at that.
Hey,
Look
hold
what
up.
you've done. Now you're happy, aren't you?
Now you get to take
Over-
that home
over
and give it to
here.
your mom.
Hey, go get my.
Show the camera. Nice.
Don't mind.
Very good. Good job.
Yeah, that does. It looks good. Oh, now how both of you hold those up. Take a look.
I need my practice. I'm doing this tomorrow. So I need to try.
You do.
Oh,
Yeah, we're having a fish-a-thon.
Fun. No, I haven't because I have to put my password in because
I got a picture.
I know this week. Beautiful. All right, so yeah, do one if you would like.
Now, will I at least get some of this paper from Hunter today? Or
Oh, you
do
want
I
them
have to
today?
arrive?
Do you need it today?
Well, I'll just go tomorrow morning is my thing.
Yeah, I'll give you some. I can give you something. And this is what I like to do. This is what I want. I want to help you any way I can. And I can. You have your fish already? No, Hunter's bringing them to me today. Well, he'll probably bring you paper.
That's what I was wondering. He's probably gonna bring you the paper too.
So, all right, so I want to tell you a little bit about our yard by yard community resiliency project. This is a live well in all of your areas. Okay? Yes. You heard Amy's talk, you heard Kimberly's talk, and they really set the stage for this. The yard by yard is creating a nature-friendly environment in your own yard. And that is good for lots and lots of things, but it's really good for water quality because our practices encourage infiltration, healthy soil. And when water infiltrates, you have less runoff, less potential flooding, more resilience to drought. And that is better. And what I like, and what I'm going to be doing quite a bit this spring, is whenever I take my enviroscape out, I am always going to take, I'm going to take this too. And here's what I want to point out. These don't look all that great because these are from the winter. Last time I used it in the fall. So I don't know how to reconnect today. But we have one of these that's a very, speaking of the muscles, green market one. But these two guys right here, we can try it. Because what I like to do, my favorite thing is when I read, let's see. Oh, what beauty! What beauty! Green and purple, no good. So, I call these my runoff models. I call them my pop my runoff models. Because we also have one that's kind of fancy that sits on the table. But the fancy one that sits on the table is not conducive to holding your hands. And if I'm working with a bunch of children, I want them to have the experience and interact with. Like with the enviroscopes, we got through it pretty quickly. But if I have 7 little children, every child's going to use them. Because that's what they're not going to remember lessons if they feel like just as well. All right, so this is a prayer. All grasses, healthy soil, native plants. And I also want to take a lawn that is very manicured. People don't like it when you give them lawns, but be sneaky. I very much look at it, and I'm giving you a call to them. And I never take from the middle. All right, so. And I'm going to go on the phone. These come screen that allow us to witness. Okay. And I also have one to play the earth with the phone. So, but again, this hasn't been used since my play. My goal is, I hope it doesn't. So, I need a holder. And the nice thing about this, if you hold it like this, not that, a little further down, because and this little guy is tricky because and you really does because I'm pretty picky about how to work out. And Zach, if you also look on where it is, and JD, please hold this. And I put my phone.
JD, can you scooch just a little bit for the
A
camera?
picture of these guys. Okay.
Yeah, thanks. Sorry. Yes,
You
thank
need
you.
to come in here too, Kaylin. We are okay. All right, now let's see if it works. And like I say, I really like it when I really like it.
Let's go to. Let's see what happens.
What do we have now?
So, healthy soil, baby plants, good root systems. I haven't touched this. You put water on it. And it's acting like I want it to. Now, this summer.
When I take these back around.
All right. I know I found it just clean, that's because. But it's dry, and it's not dirty. You gotta have people. All right, so. Yeah, I want to show you guys. Here what happens. My soil did what we expected. It will rain. What is supposed to happen? Rain is supposed to feed plants, and then it's supposed to make its way gently into the earth, where it will either be filling up with it, or water going down the hill, and then down the stream, river, and lake. And that is the way of rain. Co-worker and I wrote an article about this really about 20 years ago.
Save rain.
Because we earn kites don't want to get it. We expect that rainy day to see all that cloudy water rushing down into a storm. That's really kind of a thing.
Runoff at all. If we mimic what's happening with the earth naturally, we will reduce runoff. And when we reduce runoff,
We will reduce pollution.
we will reduce blown out banks on streams.
And we will reduce the sediment of the water because of that erosion. And we will take better care of our land and water. And zero runoff.
Filtration. And I kid you not, if I bring in a little piece of lawn, that will look like almost like a pavement. It is so tight, so this was so short. And a couple of
native plants have even fun like grass, does not get extremely fun. Look at the bushes. Whereas typical turf grass are long, have very short feet. Look, we make the long. So, I mean, we have to do long. And people love looking at them. And this is, both Amie talked about this and Kim talked about it. And they talked about how do we help people understand. This is what I call helping people to find and experience a new kind of beauty in a more natural system. And it means that we have to be out there helping them get it. And if that is not what you're good at, you can either work at getting better at it, or you can talk to your supervisors about, we need someone to carry the message forward. You got no choice because you're a one-man band. But at any rate, this is very critical that we get this message out there to people. And
I take with me on many occasions something like this.
because I give a testimonial that was true based on my experiences. This is my yard.
And
There's my promised tomato. Remember I told them I can do whatever I'm doing. These are my wildflowers. I'm gonna rework my wildflower meadow right here this year because I have too many really tall things. And while it's beautiful in the summer when everything's blooming, from about November 15th to February 15th, it's brown. It doesn't look that great. But let me tell you what I do have to do in my meadow. When it's brown like this, I see little birds land on my flowers
and put out the seeds. There's no flowers there anymore. Just put out the seeds. So my yard does good things year round. Does good things year round, and I love that. That's what I want, and I want it up. But I do know now I need to make some changes to it.
Do I will notice that's telling on board that
This is intentional.
that is
It is safe to come close to my house because
never put you up.
you get your name dark.
But the thing is,
I did not tell the homeowners association. And I
I
probably
probably
don't
don't everyone need one performs.
I well, remember, you're one of the people that salaries.
And here's the deal. This ain't my story.
The guy that lives there keeps his lawn like that time. I've never seen such a short, freaking flash. Watering from this earth. That is the huge diversity just in my one street. And I do like to keep it mild. I love it after it's mild. I don't know if it's short. That is a healthy, lovely lawn. It doesn't look like that right now because everything's brown. But I also want to point something out. This is the same thing. Once we see my porch on a summer day, a couple of years ago, on my porch, this is spring, so this was a summer day. Took a temperature. I slipped over here to my neighbor's house, and she's a very nice person.
And I took the temperature close to the ground in the shower. Her husband, she wasn't with me, not one of them. And 105 degrees. I took the temperature in my wildfire prayer, and it was 100. Now, you might think, that's not a very big difference. One more people than me and women are doing that. And you all, we have the heat island issues, and we have climate change. We have the earth heating up. I don't know how much you want to talk to people about that, but it is a fact. It is a fact. We are experiencing more extreme storm events, more extreme drought, and hotter weather. So,
Anyway, people love it when you can pull a picture and talk to them about your lawn. I can tell them about the areas, if flies on our heaven for you. What I'm trying to do, and I'm trying to change our culture of thinking it has to be like a golf course.
trying to change the culture. It's a big deal. We, all of us in this room are trying to do this small. Because we're 1.6. Okay.
Now, this is also something that I have people do that is somewhat interactive, a little easier than fish printing. And I can put my name on here, or I can put the conservation district that I'm in on here. And it's essentially stamping a monarch. And no monarchs are harmed in this activity. But, and then I tell them they're right to say, go home and have a glass of wine. And then they take home this great information, and there's something else I want to say about that too. I will briefly get out of my special little stash. I will do something like, all right, and just because I like you, you get to add a snail. And then whoever's doing it gets to add a little snail down there. They feel very special, because I know it's the bonus snail. And I don't have all these out, I just have this sitting somewhere. Okay, you can do the bonus snail. I enjoy talking to you. People love that, you know, you make somebody feel special. And when you're doing fish printing, sometimes I will say to people,
You see them really good question. We're going to do the honest fish.
there you go.
You make somebody happy. You're being a psychologist is important.
And I don't go to these events and I say to people, you know what, I'm selling one thing today, because everybody
Everybody around them. I'm selling one thing, the idea of conservation. And
I know that in some cases, people don't really care. In some cases, though, they're willing to think
with me a little bit about what's going on. And I want to show you something. The world is kind of like this. I'm going to hold this up just a minute. The world is kind of like this. Early adapters, okay? Early adapters. You can say, I think I can think about this. I put myself on it. Tell me why that's a good idea. Tell me why this is a good idea and why you suggest it and why it benefits me. I'm going to collect some data. I'm going to do my own research, okay? And somewhere in between here is the most of the population who's going to say, okay, they may not be an early adapter, but you might have a chance to get through. There are some people down here who will never care. They don't care. Don't waste your time. There's too much work to be done in here. Too much possibility for success right in. Okay? Yeah, a couple of additional tools we have. This is our blog, and we use this to help emphasize how much of the earth is water, because we're a very watery planet. So we have some things we can say. Everybody hold up your left thumb. We're going to toss this around a little bit. You're going to catch it and then pitch it to somebody else. Push that one to have some nitrogen. After you it land, just tell us land or water. Okay? And can you keep count?
Okay.
Water.
Water. Sorry.
Water. Water.
Land.
It's water.
Land.
Wait, a little bit of both, honestly. I think that.
We put a land in there.
And water.
Water.
Water. My man.
Land. All right. Can you tell us, Rebecca, how many it is?
Well, a rough guesstimate, since I got confused at first, was 12 waters and 6 lands. Could be a couple more waters. I may have missed a few.
Okay.
That's close.
Well, this is a data. The reason we like it is if I have somebody give me a group of 30 kids to work with for 15 minutes, I can't do that. Not and get every kid a turn. And every kid that works don't get a turn or distraught. So I'm going to do something about what every kid. This is the way I introduce that is we're going to collect data. So now that we've done this, how much of the Earth's surface you guys think is water? Water. About 75%. That's correct. The Earth's surface is about 75% water. Now, that's not what we really got, but we still got the predominant. If I wanted to see if my data could come out more like what I think is actual, what can I do?
Increase the amount of room.
So we would keep rolling. That's one way. I might get a different data report. But no,
I didn't have a good method at first.
she was on learning curve. That's okay. I might go out, I might walk out in the parking lot and 5 people who are walking around out there say, hey, come in here, we got a project so we can get more data. So anyway, you're introducing young people to data and collecting data and the value of it and estimating the plan and then seeing how it turns out. We frequently have kids, especially middle school kids, who don't catch on to what we're doing, and then they'll also be land, land. So, we have to do that. But at any rate, this is great. And if you wonder why I've got a circle right there, well, just hang on. So if the earth is what, 75% water, about 25% land, something around there. Now, I could take all the water on the earth and have it represented by what is in here. Here is the water that is fresh and available for our use, because we don't drink salt. Not what's nice for it.
Great vision.
Some water is so deeply uncrusted, we can't get through it. So this is the fresh and available water.
I wonder how much of that fresh available water is not polluted.
3% is fresh water.
That's true. You got that right. I mean, and we actually have a great activity in the project Westbrook that actually breaks it down more. But this is what's fresh and available. And do I know that this is actually 1% of this one? And I have a bigger one that I think is a better one, but it right.
Oh,
It got dropped in the lid crack.
Hmm.
So I just have it like this for this model. And if I wanted to work with little kids and I wanted to give them an idea about why conservation is important, we sit around in a circle and I say, okay, let's get out some of this water. This is all the water that's fresh and available, and I have been passed that around. And that's actually better done with a pop bottle or something, a little bit bigger. And the kids pass it around and there fills it and we just talk about okay, we've got no more water. And how do the rest of you didn't get to have the water come around? Oh, we don't want it, you know. And so you have fun with it. I mean, this is a very serious topic, but let's make it fun. Let's make it fun. And this is very, very easy. But this is a circle on my globe. I'd say, and here's the 1% that's fresh and available. But I have a couple of different people get frustrated and say, well, why does it have to be right there? And I'm like, well, I don't mean that this is the place it has to be. I'm just talking about it now. No, I just don't get it. And so I put use of that. All right.
So, low toss.
People, this is probably the favorite thing that people ever, that we've done ever produce. And we're out of them, but people want to know what we're doing. And this tells you. And this is based on our blue thumb collections. We took all of our blue thumb collections and we saw how many of the species we had. And then we got it labeled, the parts of the fish. And I think, and you know what, that is going to tell me description for design too, would be the parts of the fish. We've never done that. It's not that idea. And we can find mosquito fish. We found a lot of mosquito fish. We're familiar with that fish.
They eat mosquito.
Well, that would be one thing they eat. But there's one thing about mosquito fish that no other can do. They don't lay eggs. They have babies. So, yeah. But this is awesome. We want to have it. We want to redo it. And we probably will someday if it's expensive. It's water resistant, tear resistant paper, but you can tear it. You can douse it and get it, make it more like when you get the trees. This is life in the river. This is life in the pond. Some of it overlaps. And where we can best use these kind of things, where it works like that, is, I didn't do this for today, but this is just a little container. And if I go out to a pond and maybe take a net and just swish it through there and get pond water, if I come back and I use chlorinated water from the bathroom, fill my critters. But just bring some critters in, put them in here, and then give children a chance. So you can't have a net out. I don't always, but even a straw, this even straw, you know, it's not environmentally sound with tool. But this, you know, when the kids do this, move around and look, you can do algae for things and find things. And it's a great, and if you have this with it, and if you go to the trouble to be able to identify just a few of the benthic macrovertebrates that come in, which we can help you with that too. This will get a lot of people. It's love this. I use this often, but a couple of things I'm going to do in the future is have pink pepper burgers, and a few small fish. You need to get one of the bubblers, but they're actually just tiny aerators. You can get them at Walmart, pick up the batteries in, and it will bubble through there. That's another talking point. When you say, wait, what's this doing? It's helping them have enough air. And you can do that thing, take a deep breath. Well, then you have to just go into point where the dissolves in the water. So, this is some excellent information that Lutham has available for the streams that we monitor. And there is, we give our volunteers a sheet with the names on it. Now we start doing this, and not only can we give them the names of their fish, but we give them, if you're intolerant, that means you can't take pollution very well. Habitat changes could be an issue. You need plenty of dissolved oxygen in the water. But anyway, the Bushmaline, it's an A because this stream was compared to other streams of like size in its ecoregion that were known as high quality streams. So we can compare that, and we know based on our fish collection that this stream is in good condition. Just so that another stream in that same ecoregion. Just as well, but look at this. It has less species, and it has, it's still with this well. I don't know if that is because of its size, if that is because, it's because some of it has fewer pollen. I don't know. I'd have to look at all the data. Lutham data is chemistry, habitat, and lot. And it all comes forward. This is information near. And here's the stream that has scored a little less intolerant species. You can compare. So look at these together. And when we can look at these together like this, and then we can say, why were these streams different? Were they of different sizes? They're in the same ecoregion, and that's important. I wouldn't look at a stream in the Arkansas Valley and compare it to a stream in Lawton, because they're different habitat, different reasons for that. So, but anyway, this is just my big old fish. Here's some in the Washington Mountains. There's some in the Ozark Islands. My monitor. Yeah. But one thing I can tell you is the more urban a stream becomes, it grows with new species diversity. So those are some of the things we want to know. And we have a couple of different monitoring sites on Mingo Creek. I think this is the furthest downstream, so the stream's a little bit bigger. Nickel Creek, I know that creek. And it does seem to me that sometimes the creeks in central and western Oklahoma struggle a little more with diversity. I think because there's less niches, and because in a standard setting, there wouldn't be as many trees. There would be beautiful grasses and willows along the banks, but those trees were actually shown. That would be a natural condition, but then we go further west, we get this now. That's trees. And Panhandle what? 6 inches a year? That's not grassland. It's grassland. It's beautiful and it's got its place. I love prairie. And I've learned to love it even more with having a job where I needed to stay updated on technology. I've had the opportunity to listen and to be influenced by many people who are excellent educators. Or maybe they weren't great educators, but they were very good at expressing and experiencing. I mean, and that's what we have to do. And one of the things I want to be sure that I said to this group is, when COSWA goes to the Home and Garden Show, you talk to hundreds of people. And I want to be sure that for stormwater education, we think beyond checking off boxes so that are important. And I know that's important. I know you have certain things that have to happen. You have to be able to say, I did this. But do you genuinely want an educated citizen who understands why people's stormwater plan is important? Do you genuinely want people who kind of gets ecology and who actually is willing to have conversations about the value of water stream? I mean, at its very least, a cleaner stream flowing into a lake that just makes. But, you know, I have talked to public works directors, been a long time, who have told me we really don't want an educated public if they know about more fun. But what do we want? What does the city want? And I personally believe when you have an educated populace, you have a group of people who are willing to take action. If you can't do all the education you want that you think is needed for your citizens, that's why you ought to be looking at inviting Central Youth on program where we gather volunteers. Volunteers are willing to do some of the things I don't have time to do.
Just that, sorry to interrupt,
No.
but there's a huge festival of the child that you does every year, and we have a stormwater booth. I'm the only person, and we don't have people that are approved to earn overtime. So what I did was reach out to Blue Thumb and COSWA, and I've gotten multiple volunteers already, people that are Blue Thumb volunteers or part of an MS4 that want to help me. So it's a great tool to reach out.
And at that festival of the child, I wanted to be spend their time with the fish person and say, if they thought you have a big clean for fish. Or a thought pattern, have you heard of that? Well, that's what, you know, the stormwater people are the people in cities I like. Stormwater people in most cases. Stormwater people have to spend energy. That's what I feel like my way home. But what I hope you will see from giving me some time to talk with you and work to do some things together is that it's so critical and so important for us to work. And we have to be cautious in how we do it. We have to be cautious in what we say. But so many people in Oklahoma love to do it. We're just trying to preserve that right for them with our streams and rivers. So you can let me loan you something if you want to move it. One thing I will add, because I thought this was so good, I do like to read. I like to keep myself updated on what other environmental thinkers find important. And I recently read a book, and one of the studies that the author used was using rats who live in a cage. Rats who live in a cage with nothing to stimulate. Sluggish. But if we give rats some toys, they go, no, okay, this is a little bit better, and they start taking the interest. But if we put in the rat's cage sticks, plants, soil, rocks, the rats are the happiest of all. And they are moving around, they're getting more exercise, they're not sleeping all the time. And I'm just saying, we can very much rats. And it's interesting. It's very interesting. I have another one. And I guess I'll end on kind of a light note, but anytime you're going to be outside and you're setting stuff up, take with you some rocks so you don't have everything blow away and create litter. And a nice thing is if you felt like painting your rocks, here is a dragonfly larva and the adult. So, but anyway, take rocks with you. It's very important. And honestly, I'm happy to chat with you more. I think that's it.
Great. Thank you, Cheryl.
So tomorrow, I'm gonna bring me a bucket and a fish tank, some straws. I go to the lake and I just scoop mud.
Get some water in your bucket. And even if